So let's begin.
There's so much more alive than the TV even can contrive. We exist so much greater than can be seen by radio mouthpiece or TV queen.
Flowing waters and ancient stones, source remembered, rewriting your bones. A boat, adrift on a shimmering path, broadcasting hope and maybe a laugh. A spiral tongue of mischievous wit, just trying to soften life's hard hit. We stand together, although you roam. My voice will guide you and bring you home. Through midnight mists and candle glow, stories ripple, soft and slow. Whispers weave where shadows play, and dreamers wake before the day. Tune your heart where the wild winds blow, and follow the tide to the radio. Flowing waters and ancient stones, source remembered, deep in your bones. The rivers hum, the path calls, echoes dance through the ancient halls. A spiral tongue of moonlit wit whispers truths you half admit. We drift together, and though apart we roam, my voice is always a current and will always lead you home. Beneath the dark, the dream unfolds, silver threads through the stories told. Beneath each breath, the night hums low. The pulse, the wave, the undertow. Surrender softly. Let it flow. And lose yourself in the dark moon radio.
Good morning. Welcome to the Dark Moon Radio Morning Show. Here we back again on a Friday. We've made it through to Friday. Wow. And it's a 17 degrees out there. It's cool. I must admit I'm quite pleased. It did rain a little here and everything is so beautifully washed clean. It's like, it's lovely. Yeah, I don't like lying in a tin can and sweating lots. It's just like, But no, I must admit the temperature drop. I like it into double figures. I'm British, so I'm always going to moan about the weather. But yeah, it's just got to be done, and we're just going to do it. And it's like going to moan about the weather a bit. But yeah, the canal is beautifully fresh this morning, and there's a cool breeze blowing through the boat, and it's like, oh, thank you. So how you doing? You've made it through Friday. Well done. I'm feeling pretty pleased with myself this morning because this morning, yeah, I got up fairly early and okay, now what? Because usually I used to start at 8. I used to start my the live show at 8, and I don't do that now because I can only do an hour, and it's like, okay, fine, let's pace myself. It takes some brain power to do all of this, and I had a stroke, so I've got to be careful, and I've got to build myself up slowly, and yeah, and not give myself a hard time when I can't do stuff. But this morning I've recorded 2 podcasts. They are stacking up, okay? I pile them in a corner somewhere, and that corner starts looking at me, and it sort of grows teeth, and it's like, "Grr, come on." You can see, then as the more you add to it, the more it stacks up, and I've got spell songs I want to do as well. But I've actually recorded 2. I've only finished one of them, the Witch in the Well stuff. It's okay. I'm learning Logic Pro, because I was using GarageBand before. This is definitely better. Sound quality. I was having problems with the sound quality on GarageBand, to be honest. However, it requires me learning a new platform again, and yeah, my brain doesn't like sort of taking in that stuff. So I'm looking at it going, I can't do it. But I'm managing it. I'm taking it slow. And the Witch in the Well podcast, I should upload that later on today. And the other thing that I've been doing is My Brain in a Cast. That podcast is about my stroke. It's like I need to make a record for it. I need to put it down into some tangible recorded format. Yes, I have journals, but sometimes I'm not in a place to be putting journals together. So that's what I've been doing this morning before I even got up here. So it's kind of cool. I'm pleased with the progress that I'm making, because when I first started reading into a microphone again after the stroke, the words were stuttery. There are still 1 or 2 stutters, but it's less so now. So I am making progress.
Keep going. You're better than this than you think. Dark Moon Radio.
Yeah, I'm also starting to use notes. Now, I used to spiel this off really easily. It's not going to happen anymore. Okay, well, it might happen again, but it's not happening. A bit self-conscious of that. I think I'm broadcasting on YouTube. I might be. I stopped YouTube. It's playing disconnected, reconnected. I'm not going to get too stressed with that. If that, you can find me on Dark Moon Rocks, radio.darkmoon.rocks. So that's 3 words. radio.darkmoon.rocks. You can find me there. That's my radio channel, and oh boy, have I got news there. I will come back with news there. But let's play a tune. I'm feeling in a good mood today, so we are not so tired. So what shall I put this? Tear down the Archons! That sounds a good idea. Yeah, let's do that today. The devil's in the detail, you say. Between the notes, between the lines, the devil. maestro, este vai.
The anniversary calls.
Tear down the archons. Stand stiff between the music and the clan. How dare they try to choreograph the wild? We're not bound to crowns or borrowed names. We're slaves to the rhythm, not to any dance, not as commanded, but as remembered. Let the beat unmake the cage, let the beat unmake the cage, let the beat unmake the cage, and let the song choose you. Just you. The song is choosing you. You alone. Angel of the light. The song is choosing you. Walking sideways through the silence after the fall. Dark gods of mindfulness awaken. Satya, Samya, Saturn rise. Truth humming in the mouth. The light stalks the earth, undisturbed by disruption, too bright for the obedient, too sharp by the lie. The archons, devil, the rebel, the rhythm keeper, the arbiter of the free. The adversary calls. Tear down the archons, standing stiff between the music and the clan. How dare they try to choreograph the wild? Bound to any self-appointed man. This is the light that stalks the earth, unseen by the innocent eye. Too bright for the obedient, too sharp for the meek. The archon's devil, the rebel, the rhythm keeper, the arbiter of the free. Not as commanded, but as remembered. Let the beat unmake the cage, let the beat unmake the cage, let the beat unmake the cage, and let the song choose you. Just you. The song is choosing you. You alone, no one else. The song is choosing you. Our ways are changing, being changed and reformed. The outer land is transformed. Old England speaks to us on a cold and misty morn. The magic is still found in every dawn. Let yesterday speak to tomorrow through you, and find connection in the present that rings true. Our ways are changing, being changed and reformed. By turning within, the outer land is transformed. In hedgerow and hollow, in river and fen. Through inner seeking, old ways are falling out. And write ourselves anew on history's page. The standing stones remember what we've forgotten. The oak trees still whisper secrets unbegotten. In hedgerow and hollow, in river and fen, the old ways call us to begin once again. Walk softly on the earth our ancestors knew. It's here and now, and hear the sound of the echoes of the past memory in its ancient bones. We are one with the earth and the sky. Celebrate and cheer as the clouds field and forest, every buried stone. So listen to the wind across the moor, it carries voices from the days of yore. As the cold goes greater, we rise slowly once more, and in that listening, stirring to our feet, find yourselves remade. A bridge energy flows the light where attention there comes the future's here. The future grows from seeds the past has sown. We are never truly walking here alone. Old England speaks. If we pause to hear, will know, and we'll find the way ahead. We hear the echoes of the past clear as it bounces and multiplies. We are here, and we remain. There we go. Okay, you got 2 there. That was fun. I'm not sure if anything's working, but I don't care. I'm not going to sort things out today. We're just going to chill, and we're just going to take things, as they come. As I said, I have been doing podcasts today. I've managed to record 2 of them. I've got the second one I need to build, and that's a first. I haven't done any of those since March, I guess. Right, so the canal's doing its thing, and oh my goodness, the birds. I was up last night around about 1 o'clock in the morning. It doesn't happen often. Usually I'm a fairly good sleeper, but there was helicopters going over. Now I'm in Wiltshire, Salisbury Plain. The helicopters, I think, use the canal as basically a motorway, and there was quite a few of them late last night, quite low down. You can hear feel the vibration through the water and into my boat and across the, and it woke me up last night. Now again, I don't have a problem with it. It happens rarely, but it woke me up and I couldn't get back to sleep again. And I could hear bird song, night birds. And I was listening to the difference between night birds and morning birds. The morning birds, they've been going for a few months now. You almost tune them out. They are exceedingly intense sometimes, morning birds, day birds. But the night birds, they were kind of subtle. There was a lot more sort of quality to it, like an undertone quality. It was very weird hearing the birds at night. I'm not sure about birds sometimes. They're pretty strange creatures. They have their own ups and downs and moods, and I'm pretty sure that they're an awful lot smarter than we give them credit to. Pigeons apparently are just as smart as dogs. I didn't know that. But over the weekend, over the bank holiday weekend, we went down to the coast, and we were sitting eating ice cream on the beach area, as you do. And yeah, my partner, the birds decided it would announce its presence from above, sitting on a wire, and it's like, the birds do that deliberately. It definitely knows that this is the response it's going to get. Yeah, little bleep! But yes, summer is basically here, but we're still having now the 17 degrees, so that's kind of cool again. And yeah, it's funny how people start, planning. Summer's only just barely unpacked, and yet it's like all the climate warfare is on. Oh, it isn't. Yes, it is. Oh, for pity's sake, people, just shut up and enjoy the weather. But the ducks are busy. The tea has been brewed. And humanity is already worrying about next month, and it hasn't even finished this week yet. It's like, let's just be here now. That was a great guy. Okay, come on, brain. Rambas. Not sure if I've got that name right, but he was a 1960s hippie, and he wrote a book called Be Here Now, and it's all in circles and stuff. I think you have to be off your face to understand it, because I've got that book. Somebody gave it to me as a present, and Be Here Now is a great phrase. There's a lot of great phrases in there, but I'm not off my face, so I have no idea what the whole book is about. I think he either smoked some interesting substances or is on the old LSD. I don't know, but the book is very interesting if you get a chance. But today I wanted to talk about, I've got notes, right? And it gives me some structure. I'm still getting used to structures again. All my structures inside my head kind of rearranged itself. But why we try to keep rushing through good things? Why we can I was thinking, these days are precious. Why do I keep waiting for them to finish? And it's like, even the bad days, I rush myself through them. So it's not necessarily the rush, the good things. It's the rush. And we've got holiday, going abroad in September. I haven't been abroad in quite a few years, 10 or so years. Normal people have holidays. People who've lots of money, who've got a little bit of money, can go on holidays. I have holidays in Britain. I also live on the Canal, which is kind of a holiday, but in itself, because it's beautiful. But having on the Canal in winter is not easy. I was watching a TikTok girlie who yeah, she was off the canals now. She said it was too much for her. Oh, poor dear. Is it too much for her? Time to scrub out your toilet, sort of thing. That's not a very good, a nice thing to do. But in winter, it's a really horrible thing to do. Also, when you're out of water, scrubbing anything is hard work. But I digress. It's trying to rush through the good things. So when you're in a beautiful scenery, you look up at the sky and it's absolutely blue, and you find something green. You know, waiting for the holidays, then worrying about going back to work. It's like waiting for the weekends and filling them with jobs, waiting for retirement, then wondering where life went. Modern culture constantly pulls attention into the future. And it's like the canal does not care about your schedule. The lock opens when the lock is ready to open. And shoving at the gate does not make it fill or empty any quicker. The weather changes when it changes, and the water around me teaches patience whether I like it or not. I've learnt that I have to be patient about my recovery. I've learnt it at least for this moment. All right, now give me 5 minutes and I'll go, "Ugh, why can't I friggin' do this?" I've got to have patience. Yesterday I had a shaky day. Right, my whole body was shaking, and I couldn't really walk very easily without my 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 walking stick, and I went into tiz. When adrenaline rises, heartbeat goes. I have to cross the gangplank. The gangplank's very scary, and it's like, look, why aren't we patient with ourselves? Why can't I just be still and take things easy? But half of life seems to be spent trying to arrive somewhere where you already are. I mean, I always thought some wise affirmations come my way. Is one of the ones is start with what you've got. You can't wait till you haven't got. Wait until something arrives and then I'll start. Nah, start with what you've got. I always liked that one. But what are you looking forward to so much that you might be missing today? I'm looking forward to my holiday in September, but I'm going to still enjoy life now. And that's kind of where Rambas was coming on about sort of be here now, or at least one of the options. Because he probably had many dimensions to his own thought process, because he seemed like a guy that was off his face most of his time. Oh, I don't judge. I think if it really worked for him, he seemed pretty chilled out about life. And I'm looking at him thinking, well, the lesson, be here now, a day you can't function, things you're not going to get things done. Okay, just be patient with it. Sit down, shut up and read a book. Or if you can't read a book, let's listen to some music. Just give myself a break. This is where I was with all this. Yeah, one can try. Okay, let's play a song. Okay, that'll do. There we go.
Know thyself is the oldest advice. Inside out, through the lava and ice. See yourself in those around you. How you shift within, how you act when someone sees you down. And know yourself. All these answers show the way to understand yourself and build a greater day. Feel yourself. Look at the masks you choose to wear, look within, at who you soften for, and who you dare. Watch how you breathe when truth is shown, how quickly you break, and how you return. Each mirror offered, each clash or kiss, reveals the parts you often miss. Rise, shadows teach. Your reactions are the ancient key. Shadows heal. The map what you feel, points back to you. Shadows rise, shadows see. Shadows rise, shadows teach. Do you fight or do you flee? Do you freeze when you should simply be? Every instinct tells a tale of wounds that whisper and hopes that fail. Yet through each moment, raw and real, you learn the art of how you heal. The more you look, the more you claim the inner self behind the name you are and who you still become. Stand in the heat of your own reflection, not with fear, but with direction. Your faults, your fire, your humanness is all part of the soul that you must address. For knowing you is knowing all. The rise, the slip, the graceful floor, and each small truth you dare to see, who you're still becoming, unbinds the self you are meant to be. Each small truth you dare to see unbinds the self you are meant to be. Know thyself is the oldest advice. See the wind, see the gold, inside out, see the truth, see the wind, back to front, see the gold, lava and ice. See the truth, see the wind, see the gold, see the blue. Lava and ice, heat and cold, break the mask, take the hold. Lava and ice, heat and cold, break the mask and take the hold. Know thyself, know yourself, know thyself. Mirror, mirror, see the truth. Know yourself, return, remember, rise, return, remember, rise.
There you go. There you go, know yourself. Yes, absolutely.
This is the best radio station in the world.
Yeah, okay. Well, I have aspirations. What can I say? I do. I actually do have aspirations. I get in this at least better. We're trying to move up in the world, but yeah, okay. Everybody talks about supermoons. So, this weekend's full moon. Yeah, it's the full moon on the 31st of May. So where are we? 29th today? Everybody talks about supermoons. This is a micromoon. Hardly anybody talks about micromoons, which feels very modern somehow. So big and bigger gets attention. Smaller gets ignored. Yeah, right. We're obsessed with more. Bigger houses, bigger audiences, bigger followings. Yeah, I wish. Bigger achievements, bigger announcements. Micromoon and the cults of being big. Yes, some of the most meaningful things in life are quite small. Cups of tea. I have a nice cup of tea here right now. Ah, quiet mornings. Quiet mornings with just the dog and the cat. Ah, both are shedding all over the place. In fact, the cat is just constantly in just a cloud of shedding fluff. Rituals, conversations. Hey, a listener sending a message. Want to send me a message? I think I've got YouTube working. Maybe you tell me if YouTube's working. It's hard to tell. I give up. But also a good idea. Ooh, I've had some good ideas recently. See, I go through times where I'm like brain dead, brain fog, can't function, blah, 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 blah. Right? But there's other things when my brain is like needing to rest. So I have to rest my body and rest my brain. And I go off into the ideal world. So what exactly do I want to create? How do I want to do it? And as long as I'm staying still, I think I'm resting. I'm probably not, but I like this. The universe has given us a micromoon this weekend, a reminder that not everything valuable arrives oversized. Yeah, I scribble ideas down. And I've got ideas for 2 new radio stations. Yeah. Now those are ideas. They're probably a little bit big ideas. But to do that, I have to start small. I have to sort of scribble down a whole bunch of ideas. And to be fair, I've had these ideas framed, but it's finding the technical skills that are needed. And putting this radio station together on, I put it on Azure Cast. It's open source stuff. And I can put other radio stations up there. It's like, So I had it in my back of my mind. And one of the things is an over 18 channel. I want to talk about things that are not children orientated, adult stuff, sex and blood magic, that sort of thing, and taboo subjects, dark feminine. And yeah, it's not convenient, and I don't want to go through all the sort of meh, but I will for one channel. So we'll call that one Forbidden Moons. And I did a few string of Forbidden Moon stuff before the stroke. Things that were on the elephant in the room. People know about, but they're just not talking about. And that's Forbidden Moons, a radio station coming soon. Right, the other one is my news channel. I want to take the sting out of the news by using what I know, which is Carl Jung's shadow work, Jungian psychology. All these good little ideas that can come at full moons. Full moons are quite good at these ideas. Okay, so the full moon has names. Of course it does. Flower moon, strawberry moon, wolf moon, harvest moon, blue moon. It's a blue moon because there's 2 full moons in a month. Well, it's only just. Those are all human bollocks, basically. Yeah, just because there's 2 full moons in 1 month doesn't make it special. It's just the way our calendar is useless. Our calendar should be 13 months, but for some odd reasons that I really, once you go into, you start down the rabbit hole of psychology and things like, so they messed around with that, and I'm saying they again because it's obviously conspiracy theories. Somebody structured our life, right? It wasn't me. I didn't do it, okay? Somebody sort of, we were meant to sleep twice in a night and get up and do stuff in the middle of the night and go back to bed again. We used to sleep in 2 exceptions. I didn't know that before. It makes a lot of sense. But it's things like that. So it looks like our whole patterns was structured. It's like, ugh. So our calendar is one thing, but sleep is another. So the mythology and the folklore of all these, blue moons, I think is rubbish, basically, half the time. It's to me, it's a conspiracy theorist. But I would say that stories have become my lifeline. I tell myself stories. I might tell you a few stories. You find my radio station, you have stories interwoven with the music. And I've got a few more stories to tell. But stories are a lifeline. Seasonal markers. We mark the moons by the seasons, like every 2 weeks. Where are we in the seasons? If time was not, if time is not precise, annoying, probably went down the back of the bed or the back of the sofa or somewhere. It's somewhere in the boat, but I have no idea where my watch has gone, and it's quite useful for tracking heartbeat monitors and stuff. But okay, no, but not having a watch. It's also, I don't know what the time is. It's quite good. So I wrote down, people looked up at a rock in space and immediately started giving it personalities, seasonal personalities. Folklore. I mean, what? A wolf moon. Okay, wolves howled at the full moon. So what? But it's a way of giving things personalities. My partner laughs at me because I name everything. Yeah, same problem. But I've always seen the moon like a giant projection screen. People project what they want to see. It really is that sort of level of, what do you want to see? Do you want to see aliens up there? Maybe it rings hollow. I liked that movie where the moon was coming crashing to Earth and gravity waves and all of that stuff, and it was a hollow moon with an alien living in it. I was like, oh, okay, that was cool. It's a nice way of looking at it. Fear, madness, spirituality, longing, transformation. 2 lovers separated by geography, gazing up at the same full moon. Ah, that bollocks. Yeah, I know. But what bollocks? The moon may be one of humanity's oldest mirrors. We keep staring at and finding ourselves. The rhythms and tides of the moon is not nice to girlies, all right? You know what I'm talking about. It's not nice to girlies. Right? Some people will say, oh, it's lovely because it's fertility and all of that. Yeah, but most of the time it's not nice to girlies. And I've had problems with the moon. It intensifies. The full moon intensifies. Give me the dark moon any day, because the dark moon is not pulling at my tides. The dark moon allows me to be me, which is the whole idea of the name, the Dark Moon radio station. It's like the ability to be yourself rather than some emotional tidal wave that is pulled around. Okay, somebody asked a question. Somebody asked me a question, and okay, tides. So if the moon pulls tides, right, which is something we've always been taught, why doesn't it pull the water in lakes? And the obvious answer to that, well, it does, but it's just not as apparent. Okay. But does the moon pull tides? It's one of those things we've just taken for granted. and I'm not sure anymore. So one of the things is that I can't see very well. I need glasses, right? So everything's blurry to me. So when I am out looking across the canal on a moonlit night, and I have seen the moon quite a few times, but you see two of them, I get a double moon. I get one. I get two for the price of one. And reflections, the reflection of the moon, I still can't see it that clearly, but it's still, you look at the two and you realize, I would have to be, it's the only place that I can actually see this reflection in this angle. If I was a meter to either side, or even a millimeter to either side, the reflection would be different. And sometimes it's still, sometimes it's moving. Sometimes there's ripples, there's wind. Sometimes the ripples are under the water. There's a lot of fish around there. It's like, where is the ripples coming from? And could we see the ripples in the air, perhaps, from reflections? Yeah, I go deep into sort of the weird and the wonderful. But reflection itself is a metaphor. It's like memory, identification, projection, perception. And yeah, it's the perception of what we see is so different. How two people can look at us at something and see something totally different. I love all this stuff. But this is a micromoon. It's not a supermoon. Everybody else is going to be putting out big mystical moon graphics and shouting about cosmic destiny. I stopped all that. I take the piss out of it too much. I feel the tides of the moon and the stars. They are tides within me that I cannot deny. Do I understand astrology? Only from the basics. I prefer astronomy. I prefer, that. So, why is size so important, huh? We can get into really weird conversations about size. Let's play the Arwen. Let's have a bit of magic. Haven't played this one for a while.
The Arwen flows regardless of whether we're aware. But oh, the joy of knowing that the well is always there. That we can stop and stand and breathe and feel the world alive. And in feeling, find the strength in which our souls can really thrive. So let us walk the moonlit woods. Stand in the storm's wild eyes, and let art and beauty pierce our hearts, and never wonder why. For this is what it means to live, to drink deep from the well, to open the mysteries, to hear what silence tells. In the wind-swept moments, standing where the land meets sky, meets sea, where the ancient stones regardless of whether we're aware, but oh, the joy of knowing that the well is always there, a tingling and stop and stand and breathe and feel the world alive, from the soul of fire, find the strength in which our souls really thrive. Not silence, but a listening. Stand in the storm's wild eyes, and let art and beauty pierce our hearts, and never wonder why. For this is what it means to live, to drink deep from the well, to open the mysteries, to hear what silence tells. Rays shine forever, the inspiration flows, and in the ebb and flow of life, the awakened spirit knows.
The Arwen flows regardless of whether we're aware. But oh, the joy of knowing
well is
that the
deep
well
and
is always
waiting.
there.
Its waters
Stop
dark
and
and
stand
clear.
and breathe and feel the world
drink
alive. And in
drinking.
feeling, find the
The
strength in
threads of
which
life
our
appear.
souls can really thrive.
How oak and wren and human heart are woven in one
Stand in
thread.
the storm's
How
wild
inspiration
eyes,
flows like
and let
delight
art and
through
beauty
every living
pierce
breath.
our hearts. And
The
never,
poet's
never
gift,
why.
the painter's eye,
For
the
this is what
matron's
it
knowing
means to
hand,
live, to drink
all
deep
drawing from
the
that
well,
hidden
to
spring
open the
that
mysteries,
moves through
feel
sea
what
and
silence
land.
tells. The Arwen flows regardless of whether we're aware. But oh, the joy of knowing that the well is always there. That we can stop and stand and breathe and feel the world alive. And in feeling, find the strength in which our souls can really thrive. So let us walk the moonlit woods. Stand in the storm's wild
rays
eye,
ascending
and let
skyward,
art and beauty
mind,
pierce
body,
our
and spirit
hearts,
too.
and never
Love
never
and
why.
wisdom, truth between
For
the
this is
ancient
what it
and the
means to
new.
live, to
We
drink
chant
deep
the name
from the
through
well,
times,
to
and
open
in the
mysteries,
chanting we are
to
opened.
hear what
We
silence
become the
tells.
hollow reed through which the song is spoken. Not ours to grasp or hold or own, but ours to welcome in through the fire of wisdom, water's gift, and the light beneath the
And
skin.
in the ebb and flow of life, the awakened spirit knows.
There we go, a little bit of magic in your life, a little bit of inspiration. The inspiration of the Arwen. It's kind of a concept rather than a description. I mean, it's like the muse, the Arwen of the Druids. They often associate the word with the Druids because these were the inspirational, where you can go within and find your ideas, find your calling, find what's pulling you, find who you actually are, who you really are. Remember who you are, all that stuff. You know, it's not necessarily a remembering. See, I kind of interchange the words, and I don't think it's quite right. You know, I've heard "remember who you are" right the way from The Lion King. You know, it's like we reinvent ourselves from moment to moment, and the actual remembering kind of drags us backwards because we're reinventing ourselves. So we're moving and stepping into another part of ourselves, and it's more experienced, and it's more than the other part of you, the bits you're leaving behind, because it's had more experience. It's wiser in theory, so there's more of it. It's more complicated usually and more facets. But I don't want to remember who I was, because that person was less. And I'm only in competition with myself. So it's a matter of moving through who you are now into something more. And so the language is not right. It's not right. It doesn't matter. because I'm always one that overthinks these things. But it's amazing how we become experts in stuff, right? You know, the more I look around and you hear somebody talking about something that they don't really know much about, and yet they're winging it. I look into the mirror about that quite frequently. So boaters become weather experts. I'm now an expert because I live out. I'm a boater. I'm a dog owner, and I'm now becoming a poo bag logistics specialist. Yes, I wrote that down. A poo bag logistics specialist. And yeah, gardeners become amateur biologists. And yeah, radio presenters become accidental audio engineers. Me, an engineer. Yeah, I'm an audio engineer. I know how to do that. Somebody gets on YouTube, we're watching something on YouTube, and it's like, yeah, I know how to do that. I am an audio engineer. No, I'm an accidental one because I did something wrong and I need to sort it, and I just mess around until it's sorted. And it does make me wonder that most people going through life are like experts in things. But certainly, the last one I wrote down was stroke survivors become experts in energy management. I have to really, really manage my energy. And I'm not apologizing for when my energy like spills out all over the place anymore. Because I know people find that too much, but I can't help it anymore. I'm, yeah, in recovery. And it's like nobody starts out to plan to learn these things. Life quietly educates us, and it's hard. Most expertise arises as disguised as a problem. So, yeah, it's where dog management. Dog is growling now because people are walking by. Now, I could tell him, stop it. No. Yeah, it worked this time. But occasionally he's out the door. Well, he tries to get out the door before I can stop him. And he's not going to hurt anybody. He just bounces around them. But he doesn't like cyclists. The feeling's mutual. But it's a sort of, problems. How do I control my dog? Well, sometimes I can't. And I know he's not a violent dog. And sometimes I just get too tired. Other times he's got to work something out for himself. Yeah. So these problems, sometimes we haven't got water. There's no water in the tanks. There could be water in the tanks if I walk down to the bottom, the other side of the boat. I have to go along the narrow sort of walk rail. And that's a bit scary when I'm shaking like a leaf. It's like, okay, not going to do that. So I've got water in canisters, and now I'm learning to be an expert in water management. These things arised as problems, and now I am expert in it. And it brings me on. I've got one more last story to tell. Okay, it's about the stories we tell ourselves. Okay, the stories you tell yourselves are very, very important. Everything you read about psychology, everything is the story we tell ourselves. Who you are. You tell yourself every morning, this is me, this is my backstory, and this is where I'm da 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 da. Right. The stories you tell yourself are out of date. It's yesterday's stuff. Right? So it's yesterday's problem you've already sorted. But you're still telling yourself the story today, which is making your reality. So my stories, I've written down a whole bunch of things. I'm bad with technology. I'm not, actually. I am improving in leaps and bounds with technology. I am quite good with some technologies now. I used to think I wasn't creative enough. But sometimes, in comparison, maybe I'm creative. A lot more creative than I thought I was. And even with telling myself new stories, I'm being creative. Telling yourself you're too old, anxious, responsible, all of these are stories, right? But they're true once a lot of them are just habits. And the more you can listen to your thoughts, you can rewrite the stories. Now, a few months ago, I used to say, I can't string a sentence together, I can't find my words, my radio is dead. Right, that was the story at the time. Now, I've just made 2 podcasts this morning. I'm feeling good about that. My words are okay today. It's like future projects, and I'm a little worried that I may not be able to handle the technology, but little bits, the story will arrive in its own time. And the story can change. And that's the thing. If I can change my story, I can move forward. And I would like to change my story in some places. I would like to be successful. I am not entirely sure what that looks like. I think there's money involved. I think there would be money in employment, self-employment maybe, but I'm pretty sure that successful means a little bit of money. I would like to be successful. I am growing into successfulness. I'm going to find a story where I am successful and move into it. So, I'm going to leave you with a thought. What belief do you have about yourselves that you've recently outgrown? That's one thought. But my thought, perhaps we're all works in progress. I'm not broken and I don't need repair. I need to rewire. I need to reframe things. I feel like I broke myself perhaps, but I'm not broken. I don't know. That's a weird thing. But living stories are still being written. The final chapter isn't there. The words, every morning's a blank page, all of those, yada, yada, yada. But the canal keeps flowing. And you know what? The ducks are still making a heck of a racket out there. Right? The ducks keep arguing. I'm glad I'm not a duck. They have a rough life. And somehow we keep becoming. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed today's show. I love you lots. Take care of yourselves and each other. And I will see you Monday morning at 9 o'clock. Yay! Have a good weekend. Have a good micro moon. Bye now. Be more. A spell, a twist of rhymes and words, with pictures added to direct the herds. TV and radio does it all the time to make even rubbish take some shine. A beautiful, hot, sunny day is real, the breeze on hot, wet skin to feel. There's so much more alive than the TV even can contrive. We exist so much greater than can be seen by radio mouthpiece or a TV queen. You are powerful and strong and here for a reason, not just a breeder and here for one season. A spell in the mouth, a twist in the tongue, rhymes wrapped tight until the work is done. Pictures flash, pulling minds in line, polish the dust until it thinks it shines. They sell you days through a glass-lit screen. They tell you what's real and tell you what you mean. But a sun-warmed breeze on a salt-wet skin is louder than the noise they're letting in. Be more than the story than they pour. Be more than the factory floor. You're not small, you will never tame. You're fire, remembering its name. TV lies with a velvet grin. Radio mouths are paid to spin. Queens of noise and paper crowns are selling up and selling down. You're never meant to shrink. But you pulse, you breathe, you feel. The living moment is sharp and real. You exist beyond what is shown, beyond their script and beyond their tone. Be more Be more than a season, more than a role. Be more than a body just to mold. You're not here just to breed and fade. You are the spell that the world remade. See yourself, yes, see it clear. Power walks with you right here. Not a cog in a grinding wheel, but the hand that bends the steel. A creator sleeps in your bones, a rhythm older than flesh and foams. You dance with currents unseen and live, kin to many, the deep, the wide. Remember, you were never meant to shrink. You were never built to sink. A spell, a twist of rhymes. Be more than they taught you to be. Added to direct be more than what they let you see. Does it all the time. You are strong. You are here. You are kin. A dancer of pure energy. So let's begin. There's so much more alive than the TV even can contrive. You exist so much greater than can be seen by radio mouthpiece or TV queen. You are powerful and strong and here for a reason, not just a breeder and here for one season. See yourself as so much more than a cog on the wheel of the factory floor. A creator of greatness lies within, a dancer of energy with all its kin. Be more, be more. Remember, you're never meant to shrink. You're never built to sink. Be more than they taught you to be. Be more than what they let you see. You're strong, you're here, you're kin. A dancer of energy. Let's begin.